Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to the show. I am Steve Fall, but on today's edition, I am talking to Natalia. Markova, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing awesome.
Oh man, I am so excited to talk to you because I think a lot of people want to know so many different elements of who you are, what you're into, what you're doing, all the projects you have going on. But first, I think we got to start from the beginning. How did you get into wrestling? Was it a friend, a family member? Were you channel surfing?
Well, my story is a little unusual because I'm originally from Moscow, Russia. So my friends, family, and everybody else, they barely know what wrestling is. Pro wrestling. When you say pro wrestling, they're like, "Oh, you mean like this? Like, arm wrestling kind of deal?" I'm like, no. So yeah, I used to love wrestling, which is funny when I was like a little kid, like probably like 3 years old, and I saw some WrestleMania entrance on my TV, and I was like, "Oh my god, I know for a fact that's what I want to do." I was picturing myself doing that entrance over and over, and I was like, "One day I'm going to do that." And then, like years after, I found out there's a wrestling school in Moscow, so I immediately went in there. I was like 17 years old, and that started my journey.
Wow. What wrestler was the entrance? Do you remember?
I think it was Shawn Michaels.
Was it the zip line? Did you want to zip line to the ring?
Oh, yeah, it was WrestleMania. It was huge. It was like
Yeah.
big. All music, atmosphere, personality. It was amazing. I was so impressed. Like I said, back then, I decided for myself that's what I want to do, like a main thing in my life. And I never changed that. I'm like, yes, that's what I want to do.
Wow, I was gonna say I used to dress up as Shawn Michaels in my house, and you're taking your coat off and you're stripping, and you don't really realize what you're doing until as an adult. You're like, wait, I was like an 8-year-old kid stripping through my house.
I think it's good. I think that's the whole point of being a wrestler, to encourage and influence little kids to do good stuff. That's why you got to be a good person and show a good example.
So you said for Moscow, Russia. So you're obviously representing so many different children in the world who want to achieve more than some people allow them to. Is that something important to you, representation?
That's the most important. People often ask me a question like, what's your goal in wrestling? And I say, of course, I can talk about, oh, I want to get signed with this guy, I want to sign with this promotion, whatever. But my ultimate goal as a performer and entertainer is to show little kids that everything is possible in life. Because I want to be an influencer on those people. I want to show that if you work hard, if you're strong enough, if you don't quit and don't give up and do everything right, you can get anything you want. Because my story is wild. I'm just a kid from Moscow, Russia. Again, like I said, nobody knew what wrestling is, barely wrestling in there. And I just changed my whole life. I'm like, okay, I'm going, I'm leaving, I'm doing this. That's my choice. And I want people to see that no matter how hard it feels, and no matter how hard you think it's impossible, even maybe, there's nothing impossible. Just depends on you. Your choices in life are your choices. Nobody else can decide that for you. And that's my main purpose as an entertainer, to show people that you're capable of a lot of things that you may be scary to dream of, but don't be scared.
Wow. Yeah, reaching for the stars can be difficult sometimes. People always want to achieve their dreams, but it's not like dreams can happen overnight. And it's not like a movie. Sometimes it
Yep.
takes 20 years, 30 years. Maybe when you're 90, you finally get to achieve your
Exactly.
dream.
It's never late. Never late.
No. And obviously you're living it right now, and that's pretty awesome. Recently, the New York Post did a story about you that like blew my mind. So you had your purse stolen. But
Yep.
yet, using your sleuthing skills and your wrestling techniques, you ended up finding the thief, following them to
Yeah.
Walmart, pursuing them, and getting your purse back. Now, come on, explain how this all went down, because how did this even occur?
Well, yeah, that's a crazy story, which ended up being a really fun story for me because nobody got hurt. Everybody's happy. I got my stuff back. Justice served. So basically, it was not like me doing that. I was there with my tag team partner, Brian Idol slash Mercurio. We
Mhm.
do NWA together. And he was on the plane with me. We were coming back from NWA tapings. So he was the one who came up with the idea, okay, let's use your AirPods to track the guy. So we're tracking him like in the movie for real for almost an hour. And we ended up tracking him to Walmart, which again was stupid of him not to throw my AirPods out, but probably had no clue. So it helped us to track him down there. And when we were entering the Walmart, my fraud alert came up, like he was trying to buy a $700 TV with my credit card, and then another credit folder, another credit card for this TV. And we're like, okay, that means he's in the register. So when there, Brian came to the guy, like nicely saying, hey, I think you have the credit card right there. That's not yours. And the guy was like, no. And then he pushed Brian to the face and started running. So Brian followed him and tackled him like I said, like I keep saying this in all interviews. It was like a legit quarterback sack, like tackled him so hard, but at the same time safe. Yeah. So he didn't hurt him, but he stopped him. All credit cards flew, and it was so like, you know, like a movie. Like I was like, oh, okay, I'm part of a movie right now. So yeah, he tackled him down. We waited for cops for a while, holding him down. I helped a little bit because people were there, and they were like, hey, telling Brian, oh, you're holding him too hard, this guy getting hurt. We're like, no, he doesn't. So he let him go a little bit, and as soon as he let him go, the guy started punching Brian in the face. So I was like, okay, let me hold your arm so you will not be punching Brian. So we were sitting there for 10 minutes, and cops show up, and a happy end. And wow. Yeah, I mean, I also love this story for a sake that, you know, I love pro wrestling, and I love that now would be good representatives of pro wrestling, showing that pro wrestlers are actually heroes who save the day.
Yeah. Wow. That is amazing. The fact that you were like, because you always think of people, like, for instance, my wallet was stolen like 2 months ago, right?
Yeah.
No one purchased anything with my credit cards because I immediately canceled everything and got rid of it, new license, all that good stuff. But yet, like, I would get these random notifications on my phone, like Amazon, someone trying to buy a brand new MacBook. And I'm like, how is this even possible? They don't even have, like, they don't have my credit card. My credit card's deactivated. Like, is there another number somewhere? So, like, the fact that you went from point A to point B to point C and got everything back, and they didn't get that TV.
No, they didn't. I mean, that's the sad part, but I mean,
sad part for who? For them?
You know, it's just this guy. You know, sometimes people make mistakes, and it was clearly a desperate, crazy move. He didn't have any law problems before that, so I get it, I understand. But at the same time, you got to do the right thing, and you got to show people that you cannot just break the law. I'm so against breaking the law and stealing and all that. So I think we did a good lesson. He was so like, he regretted so much. He was really upset that he did that, and I honestly, after that tackle that Brian gave him, I don't think he will ever think about doing anything like that ever in his life.
I hope not, because, you know, you did kind of bring it up where it's like, this guy was very upset what he did. Yeah. Really, he's upset he got caught.
Yeah,
I mean, he would have bought that TV.
You don't steal from pro wrestlers.
No,
I mean, you don't steal from anybody, but pro wrestlers definitely a bad idea. You know, still athletes, and you should have seen that difference in speed when that guy ran and had like a 5 seconds advance, and then Brian just chased him in 1 second. That's it. He's done.
Cardio. It's that cardio, obviously, wrestling. And it's funny that you say it, because a lot of people who don't watch wrestling always kind of put their nose up at it, like, that's fake. It's like, I'm sorry, the show with dragons you watch, that's real. So
exactly. I mean, it depends what you see as fake, because when you get hit in the face, that's real. When you get hit with a chair in your face, or you take a bump on the concrete without padding, that's real. Yeah. Also, what else is real? All training and all, again, like cardio that wrestlers go through. Training is insane. I've been to Japan so many times. I've been through their training 6 days a week, literally from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. First training, just cardio, always like intense exercises, and then 1 hour break and another 4 hours of in-ring work, and it's 6 days a week. And that's what they go through to be a pro wrestler. That's what it takes to be a good pro wrestler. So whoever says that it's fake or garbage or whatever, they just don't know what they're talking about. Yeah. And I kind of understand they don't have to know that. It's not their business, but they see a good product. When I see something good, I just enjoy that. I don't see reasons for people to hate on it and to be like, it's whatever. Even if you don't like it, well, don't watch it. It's okay. People like different stuff.
That's true. I recently interviewed Claudio Castagnoli, Cesaro on WWE, and he said, would you rather be on the happy bus or the angry bus? And I was like, I'd rather be on the happy bus. And obviously
Yeah,
you're steering that wheel, that happy bus, because of what
exactly.
happened to you. But yet here you are with a positive outlook, hoping that man turns his life around. But let's talk about something else though, because recently on an episode of Monday Night Raw, we had WWE superstar Carmella come out there. And Carmella's been in and out of the picture of the title for the title off and on, but she used a phrase, badass with a great ass. And this
Hmm.
is where you, if you looked yourself up, you personally started trending on Twitter, you look it up, and it's you, the picture, saying, "Oh, Carmella, you like that you like that catchphrase because you're wearing a shirt that says badass with a great ass."
Yeah.
It seems that possibly that the WWE or Carmella knows you and has seen your work and
Oh,
said
that's 100%.
and said
It's
I like
100%.
this line. I'm going to use
Mhm.
this line. And it's not, and this isn't new in wrestling where bigger companies borrow from smaller companies, but yet the
Yeah,
smaller companies don't have the legs kind of to defend themselves. But here we
yeah,
are, me and you
yeah.
talking about this. So you created that line, and obviously it's been borrowed. How do you feel
Yeah.
about this?
Well, it's similar to this Walmart situation. Somebody just stealing my stuff, and I don't think it matters if it's intellectual property or if it's a physical property. It's still stealing. So that's how I look at that. And obviously, those people they know that it's my catchphrase. Wrestling world is small. Everybody knows everything, and the way I feel about it. I think it's wrong. I just if it would be said once, like first time they said it last week, and I was like, okay, whatever. I guess they just didn't know somehow,
Mm,
maybe, I don't know. But then people were tagging like crazy amounts of people were tweeting like, "Oh my God, come on, that's Natalia. That's her catchphrase. Everybody knows that." It's actually one of my fans, like big supporter of fan wrestling podcast, came up with this phrase for me, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just use it. It's amazing." So that was my thing. Everybody knew that. People tweeted at them and showed them, "Yes, that's that." And then next week it happened again, and I feel like it's a little disrespectful, but I'm not really mad about it. I just think it's wrong. When somebody steals, it's not good. I don't approve that.
hmm So do you think somebody wrote that for Carmella and they gave it to her and she has no idea what she's saying and it's someone else's? Or she saw this and was like, "Hey, I have this great line. I want to use it."
Well, obviously, I don't know how it works in WWE,
Yep.
how they do that. And again, I know that it can be either somebody gave her the phrase and she knew and she'd be like, whatever, that's my job, I do my job. But
hmm
those people stole it, or maybe she came up with the idea and told people, and they're like, okay, let's do that. But whoever, I think, it doesn't really matter who came up with the idea, it's still stealing because it's on TV and her saying that. So it doesn't really change the results. Uh,
Yeah.
who's guilty.
Well, it's happened to many people, even on Twitter, where someone with 10 followers writes a really clever tweet. Well, someone
Hmm.
who has 60,000 followers saw that. They just copy it, they
Yeah,
they paste it, they click it, send, poof, suddenly it goes crazy. But yet
yeah,
the person who originally created it is never going to get the credit. And unfortunately, it's hard to go and look at tweets like that. So this catchphrase "badass with a great ass," you have a shirt, but yet I
exactly.
get
Yeah, it's a little different because I actually have T-shirts. My fans were buying those T-shirts. They have those T-shirts. It's like a set brand catchphrase.
yeah.
It's I know that. I'm not like trying to talk law right now, but I know that if you have an item for sale with this, that means it belongs to you. So, and again, some people would be like, "Oh, she's way more popular, so why are you saying that?" But again, so if you're trying to tell me if some rich person will steal from a poor person, for example, that makes it not a crime. It's
Right.
still the same crime. I'm for equal rights. I think it doesn't matter if you have a million followers or you have $40,000 followers on Twitter. You're
Yeah.
still the same person, and it's your property, and that property got stolen. That's the same level of crime. That's how I see that. So I feel like it's still stealing because I have a T-shirt that says that. It's not just me at home saying, "Hey, I'm a badass with a great ass. This is my T-shirt. I wear it at home." No, that's an actual product that people buy,
Yeah.
and everybody knows me for that. And I am in wrestling. I'm on NWA. I'm actually on WWE Network. My matches are there. I've done AEW. I've wrestled in over 20 countries all over the world. I'm about to go to AAA this week. I'm not just, like some a not known wrestler.
Right.
I'm a known wrestler, and people know that. And with so many tweets, I was actually, thank you guys. It was nice to see your support. Everybody was like, "Come on, don't do this. It's just not good. It's not nice. Why would you do that? We're all wrestlers. We're doing the same thing. Come up with your own stuff. It's not that hard. Come up with your own."
Apparently she might be desperate for a catchphrase or some notoriety, because at the same time Carmella as a character has been up and down, up and down, up and down. And maybe the time is, they fire people constantly, and I don't know, but obviously borrowing your catchphrase
doesn't make it nice, whatever. No. If you're desperate for money, that doesn't mean you gotta go and steal money.
Oh, of course
you
not.
Gotta work and make your own. So I think that's what needed to happen. Whoever, either writers or her, should make their own. That's it. That's that simple.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see how this all goes down, and like next week we'll see if she uses it again, and then as time goes on this week we might have to
there will be another exciting story about it.
Yeah, I'm assuming you'll be trending again, and we'll have to have another conversation about what the heck is going on here with people stealing your pocketbook, your catchphrases. At least I'll
take it as a compliment. People like my stuff.
I guess that's true too.
My purse. The guy liked my purse. She liked my catchphrase.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens next week. Though you mentioned NWA, and I love NWA because they have so many different styles of wrestling, different talents. People come out of there, and it's the lineage of NWA is outstanding. And one of the matches, though, recently with you and Mickie James. Mickie James, and now, what was the experience like taking on someone that's such an icon like Mickie James in this business? Because
that was awesome.
It's got to be something that like you put in your memory bank forever. Like, I wrestled Mickie James.
Yeah, that's it was awesome experience. I learned a lot during that match. It was so much fun. I was proud of myself that everybody was saying that I kept up, and I was I kept that bar high, and I was on a level there. So I was happy about it. I was happy with that match, and of course, stuff like that makes you appreciate what you're doing. When you can be in the same ring in that amazing company like NWA with legends like Mickie James, that's makes it all worth it. That makes you doing the right thing.
Again, I watched it. It was great, and I'm looking forward to what happens next. Hopefully, we get some more rematches, more title picture for you as well. There's the sky's the limit for you, obviously. And NWA 74 will be in St. Louis on August 27th and 28th. It'll be an epic weekend of wrestling, just like it always is when NWA puts on a big live event. What does it mean for wrestling fans to experience NWA? What should they expect when they watch NWA or when they attend an event?
I think they should expect that soul that the company has. It's not just some commercial project. I can really tell you that whoever is inside the company, they put their whole soul inside, so much heart in it. They want to tell you the story. They want you to go there and feel something, not just go there and watch some acrobatic jumping around and be like, oh, wow, that was cool. If you jump, that was amazing. No, they tell you the story. You feel characters, you feel personalities there. And what I like about Billy Corgan, he's an amazing boss because he knows what he's doing. He's not trying to copy anybody. He's not trying to be like another WWE or another AEW. He's trying to be NWA. He makes his own brand, own thing, go in their own way. And that's what I love because that's creative, You just create your own thing. You make the best of it, and people love that because they feel that it's real. It's not just some marketing. Those are real people trying to do whatever they love.
Again, Billy Corgan is someone who I know has been a wrestling fan his entire life, the Smashing Pumpkins. He tried to purchase Impact Wrestling. It went sour for him, obviously, and then he was able to buy NWA, and it was doing amazing business. Unfortunately, the pandemic happened, so then NWA kind of had to shut down for a little bit, putting out, best ofs. But now I think the trains are back on the track. And the Always Ready event, unfortunately, Matt Cardona got injured before it, but yet was a new champion crown there. So there's a lot of moving pieces with NWA, and they're all moving up. It's not like, oh, we're doing a terrible job and nothing's going right. Like NWA is building.
improving. Yes, if you take NWA right now and NWA a few years ago, it's a big difference. It's a different promotion. And I want to promise, even though I cannot predict the future, but I want to promise that next year will be way different from whatever we have now. So I think seeing the way people work and what they do in the company, I really see a bright future. I'm so excited to be part of it, and I really love the whole concept of the company.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, so I can't wait to see what happens. But this weekend though, July 24th, you're going to a huge event, Lucha Libre Promotion, AAA in Mexico, the Showcase Complex. Now, this is an event very interesting because I went to Mexico for my honeymoon about 9 years ago, and the first thing I said to my wife was like, "We have to go see a AAA. Like, we have to go see this." I dragged her, and she watched wrestling as a kid, and now she was like, "This is amazing. This is great." So, like, what makes AAA so much different than all the wrestling organizations? Because is it the luchadors?
I think it's just, it's crazy. It's so different. It's crazy, all the crazy stuff going on. Luchadors, it's different style of wrestling. And luckily, I know lucha style. I did some Mexican shows here in US, and I gotta tell you, I love Mexican fans. They're so supportive. They're crazy for whatever you do there. They're so into the show. I can't wait to go to Mexico because for me, it will be my first time in Mexico. Wow. I'm so excited. Yeah. First time working with AAA, obviously, but I know they're huge. I know it's a big promotion, and it's going to be a huge female tournament. I mean, it's already started, so I'm part of this tournament. And if you know me well, my history with tournaments is pretty well. I won my first Shine Nova Championship in a big tournament, then House of Glory Championship I won in New York City in the big tournament. So I like my record on that. Really looking forward. I'm going to wrestle La Hiedra. She's amazing. She's a great wrestler. So I'm really excited about this Sunday, July 24th. So if you guys watching that and you're in Monterrey, Mexico, make sure to come support and get my Badass with a Great Ass t-shirt. I'll have it on me.
You'll be selling, you're going to be wearing them. You'll have them on you and you'll pull one off at a time.
I'll just take them all wearing. I'll wrestle in those. Actually, by the way, a little plug in. You can also DM me and order those online. I have them Badass with a Great Ass. When I actually was thinking about making those t-shirts, sorry for a little off topic right here. I was like, I think it's just a cool thing that somebody would just want to wear it, even aside of me, There's so many badasses with great asses in this world. Just, if you think you are one of them, hit me up.
And this is just me observing. Carmella doesn't have an ass, and you do. So
thank you so much. I'm not judged, but I heard that a lot.
Yeah, I think a lot of people said that.
I hear after every show, people say that about me, and I'm like, I really appreciate that. I hope it goes together with my good wrestling skill because you got to have both. But that's the thing that for me it was an asset. It was like a thing. It was okay, that's a feature that stands out about me. So why would you steal something that it fits well? Don't ruin that for me, please.
I can't. So July 24th, folks, check it out if you want to. Check out. She's the queen of tournaments. So we need to continue on the lineage. All hail the queen of the tournaments. I think we need to. Yeah. I think it's a new t-shirt. Maybe someone else will steal that from you. We'll have to wait and see. Though in Tampa Bay, you have a wrestling school with your tag partner, Brian Idol. Now, what makes your school different from all the other wrestling schools in the world? Because a lot of people, they have them. They're trying to train new superstars. Booker T has one. The Dudley Boys have one. What makes yours different from the rest?
My school has big focus on storytelling, psychology, understanding of business and wrestling, what you got to do backstage, how to live in this business, how to make it interesting for fans to watch. Obviously we do cool moves and cool stuff, but you know how most schools, not all of them, most schools, they just, hey, we'll teach you how to do this weird whatever sunset flip or moonsault, and people are like, yeah, I want to be like Jeff Hardy, I'm going there. That's all cool.
Yeah.
But what separates a professional wrestler from just a wrestler, professional wrestler knows how to touch your heart. They know how to make you feel interested and be into the match. Like we all know, you don't have to do any crazy moves in the match for people to be entertained. Like I always say, what do you remember from your childhood? Who was your favorite wrestler? Like who was your favorite wrestler?
Mine was Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. What do you remember? What was your favorite thing about him?
He made me my favorite. Well, the memory I have instantly when you asked that question is the night he pretended to have a concussion and he fell over on the ground holding his head, and like I ran to my parents' bedroom crying and screaming like Shawn Michaels is dead. He wasn't wrestling. He wasn't doing a move. I thought he was dead because he passed out telling me a story.
Yep. That's all people remember. Hulk Hogan, they remember this. So The Rock, they remember people's elbow. And if you smell what The Rock is cooking, they remember personalities. Because people want to see heroes, they want to see villains, they want to see personalities. And that's what I always say, like, come on, stop focusing on crazy moves and that. It's all good. You can mix it all together. We teach a lot of stuff. We teach cool moves, but on top of that, we'll teach good psychology. And I'm not here to give away all my secrets because I'm always giving a seminar right now. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell, that, you know, both me and Brian Idol were accomplished wrestlers. We have good careers. He also wrestled in so many countries outside of US. He's on NWA right now. He's doing pretty well too. And I'm doing pretty well. So again, I'm saying this not to brag, but I'm saying that probably that happens for a reason. That means we know what we're doing. And if you want to achieve something in wrestling, you got to go to those who actually did achieve something. Because so many people run schools, but if you look at their career, they never went outside of the state, or maybe they did they did go outside of the state, but it was nothing big. And again, sometimes it's luck, sometimes, you know, stuff happens, but most of the time it's just because they do something wrong, but they still open the school and they still teach people. Maybe it's a little cheaper. Maybe sometimes they'll let you come in for free, but it's business. I treat everything like business. No matter what, wrestling is business. If you cannot make money on wrestling, you're not a pro wrestler. You're not a professional wrestler. If you can be there in the ring and then people are like, oh my God, I want to come back and I want to pay money to see this pro wrestler, that means you're worth something. If nobody wants to pay money to see, you're not a pro wrestler. You're just somebody who pretends to be a wrestler. And it's a little rough to say, but that's the truth. That's the truth. That's what it is. It is business. Same thing with schools. Like if you want to get a good education in wrestling, you got to pay money for that. But it's so worth it because then you have actual real thing. You know what you're doing and not just wasting 15 years of your life doing whatever, and then you're disappointed in yourself, but it wasn't you. You were just not taught right. So I really think that my school is at this point, I'm so focused on my career. Like me and Brian would still do the school, obviously, but my school is mostly, I just want to see people come in there. I want to see them grow. Yeah. This, like, I make money, obviously, whatever, but it's more about seeing people grow because I'm not desperate for those money. I do decent amount of bookings, of merchandise and all that. This school is kind of like my baby a little bit. I just want to see people grow, and some people I see such a huge improvement. I'm like, come on, oh my God, that's so awesome. You listen to me, you show up to every class, you improve, and then you never know, those guys go big. Brian, he trained a lot of people who actually made to huge promotions because he started doing years ago. Like I'm here, I first came in America in 17, so I still don't have those people who would be like made it somewhere. But I'm kind of new to USA still. But I hope there will be people who will be like, hey, she's my coach. Proud.
Again, you go look at wrestling schools and sometimes people are like, oh, I don't know about that one. But like, for instance, Triple H was trained by, Killer Kowalski. Killer Kowalski was a very old man when he was training Triple H in China. Kofi Kingston's from Boston, like Eddie Edwards. Like a lot of people have come from different spots where you think like that's cool, and then they break out and you're like, oh my God, like the person who taught them how to become a professional wrestler knew what they were talking about.
Yes. And again, the main thing about the school, you give the base. You give the good base for people. Good, like, basic moves, movement around, and then you go out there, you learn. Like, you know how people say, it's not just the carny phrase from old school people, you always learn, you never stop learning. That's the fact. I'm still learning. There's so many things. Like if you take me 2 years ago and now, it's a big difference. I've learned so much stuff, and I've wrestled for 15 years at this point. You're always learning. That's the fact. But you need to have this good base so you go in the right direction. have bad base and then you kind of fix it and whatever, it's not the same result.
Of course. So other companies like AEW, WWE, Impact Wrestling, have they reached out to you most recently and shown interest in bringing you on, or if ever?
I cannot be like saying what's happening in my DMs, but I gotta tell you that yeah, I have big interest from a lot of places, but I'm trying to be smart about it because again, like I said, it's business. At this point, my soul and heart with NWA, so I want to stick with NWA. AAA, I'm going next week. There's so much stuff going on, and like I said, there's a lot of confidential information I cannot tell you.
Of course.
But the fact that there's so many people interested in me and value me as a talent, that makes me feel proud. That makes me feel happy because again, like if you feel like you're doing the right thing, that's all you want. If you see this feedback on Twitter, thank you, my fans, saying, "Oh my God, you're amazing." Each one of those messages make me feel so happy because I know that I make this impact. I know that somebody is happy looking at my little tweets, at my photo, at my match. It's just I love that. I love seeing great feedback, and I love promoters reaching out to me and want to use me on their shows. It's just it's a happy wrestling life, you know. That's like a perfect world for me. That's what I wanted when I was 3 years old, watching that entrance on TV in Moscow, Russia. That's I feel really happy right now, and I hope it will stay that way and go up even more.
Outstanding. One final question, though. Again, you've done so much this year already. What are your goals for this year? What you got a few months left, and then we got to roll into 2023. What are your goals for this year?
Number one goal, NWA championship.
Yes.
That's something I would love to add to my checks. I think that would be amazing. I want to represent the company. You know, I'm so selfless. I just want to represent the company. I just want to be a good face for the company. But yeah, that's my number one goal. I'm not talking about those overall big goals in life to encourage people. I already said that, so was passed on that. Also, I think that I really want to sign some contract this year. Which again depends on millions of circumstances, but I want to have this one place that I can call home, that I want to invest my soul, invest all my effort, and just be happy and improve, help the promotion improve and improve myself, help other wrestlers in the promotion grow as much as I can. Whoever is new, show them around. So that's probably, if you talk about these year's goals, that would be number one.
Okay. Well, there you go, folks. She seems like a very good soul. So let's keep all the positive energy flowing towards her because she's a badass with a great ass.
Yeah.
She is, folks. Natalia, Markova, thank you so much for being here on this show. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And folks, remember, follow her on Twitter. Check her out. Buy her merchandise. Buy her shirt with the catchphrases taking over the entire world right now. Thank you again for being here. I've been Steve Fall. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you to you, too. Thank you so much for having me. A little plug. My Twitter is Real and Markova. Same for the Instagram and TikTok. Follow me. Say hi. Order my merch.
Perfect, folks. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.